The sunlight's starting to come out today. Still a lot of snow on the ground. They say we might actually get more snow on the weekend. I guess we'll see. And with that in mind, what did I read today? How about this one? Is there more tension around the world? And in this case, a drone carrier warship, huh? This one says Iran inaugurates its first drone carrier warship. Is this a response to something, for example, where they need to flex, I guess, their capabilities? It says Iran has inaugurated its first drone carrier warship, saying the vessel is capable of operating in oceans far from its mainland, the official IRNA news agency reported Thursday. The report said the vessel, manned by the paramilitary Revolutionary Guards Navy, can carry several squadrons of drones as well as helicopters and cruise missiles. Named Shahid Bagheri, it's capable of launching cruise missiles, IRNA said. With a 180-meter long runway for drones, the vessel can travel up to 22,000 nautical miles without needing to refuel in ports. The report said it was converted from a commercial ship and would increase Iran's power of deterrence. Footage broadcast by state TV on the inauguration showed at least 4 helicopters and 3 drones on the warship's runway. Chief of the Guard, General Hossein Salami, said at the ceremony that the warship can travel independently in seas for up to 1 year. And they say, quote, Iran is not considered a threat to any country, but we do not bow before threat by any power. So basically just flexing their muscle, I guess. But again, it makes me wonder if this is a reaction to something else for them to feel the need to, I guess, say this anyways. And in terms of drone innovation, this one was kind of interesting. I heard there may potentially be more even lower end drones using things like LiDAR instead. It says Chinese researchers designed and built an autonomous flying drone that uses LiDAR for precision flying. Researchers at the University of Hong Kong have unveiled an impressive flying robot designed to zip through tricky environments without breaking a sweat. The quadcopter drone called Super can reach up to speeds of 20 meters per second, all while expertly dodging obstacles. It's not just about speed though. The drone is smart enough to detect even the thinnest wires and navigate in the dark, giving it a leg up over regular drones. You would think in that area too, it'd be primarily companies like DJI, I guess, dominating in that space, but I guess people are still innovating regardless. It says, published in Science Robotics, the study highlighted Super's wide range of potential uses, from search and rescue missions to law enforcement and military reconnaissance. This robot seems ready to take on some serious tasks. Its a real charm, however, lies in its brains, powered by the futuristic LiDAR tech. And how is this better than most traditional quadcopters you see, for example? It says Super doesn't rely on cameras and standard sensors like most drones. Instead, it uses LiDAR, 3D light detection and ranging technology, which scans surroundings with lasers pulses to create a detailed map in real time. This advanced system means the drone can still operate efficiently in low light environments where other drones might fumble. The onboard computer analyzes the spatial data continuously, enabling Super to plan 2 types of flight paths, one that prioritizes safety and another designed for exploration. With a detection range of up to 70 meters, it can spot obstacles and make split-second decisions to avoid them. This precision and versatility set it apart from its competitors. And to demonstrate this, they actually put it up against a DJI Mavic 3, and it says to showcase Super's abilities, the researchers conducted a head-to-head test against a commercially available drone, the DJI Mavic 3. While the DJI drone had no trouble avoiding large objects, it couldn't handle smaller, thinner obstacles like wires with a diameter of just 2.5 millimeters. Super, on the other hand, breezed past every challenge without a hitch, thanks to its high-resolution point cloud data. Well, I know when people are using things, for example, like drones to follow them autonomously, it's often those little objects like tree branches or wires that get them. And I quickly read this, which kind of got me to think. It relates to that story yesterday about that fund in the US called the USAID that's meant more for, I guess, humanitarian reasons and so forth. But apparently during an audit or whatever, they were sort of caught funding media sources. And then how about this one, where apparently they were funding other media sources like the BBC. I'm like, the BBC? It's not like the UK. Why would the US give them like so much money? And I guess because of that, they cut the funding. And then there was this statement here saying, our statement on USAID funding. A free press is essential to freedom and democracy, and 75% of countries around the world do not have a free press. BBC Media Action supports its local media around the world to deliver trusted information to people most in need. Like many international development organizations, BBC Media Action has been affected by the temporary pause in US government funding, which amounts to about 8% of our income in 2023 to 2024. We're doing everything we can to minimize the impact on our partners and the people we serve. As the BBC's international charity, we are completely separate from BBC News and wholly reliant on our donors and supporters to carry out our work. So would you say their explanation kind of changes, I guess, on how people would perceive this, where it looks like it's just media sources being fed money to report on whatever it is the donor wants them to report on? Yeah, it's kind of crazy overall in terms of what they're finding so far in terms of this audit. Did they also fund Canadian media sources? That's what I would be wondering anyways. I know in terms of the media here in Canada, there's talk about defunding, for example, media sources like the CBC, make them all private and all that. It's basically a heated debate between people, but overall, I just find it weird in this case where like US funds in this case are provided to international media sources overall, even though they explain, for example, they're completely separate from the news. All right, see you guys later.